Hello children, today in this video I am going to explain you about the human digestive system. This is the third video on human digestive system. In the previous videos I had explained you about why we need food and the nutrients in the food, in which I had explained you about the carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins and the minerals. And in the second video I had explained you about the nutrition and the steps in the nutrition. So here are the organs which are present in the digestive system. Basically, digestive system is having two parts: alimentary canal and the digestive glands. Now, in alimentary canal, there are six main organs. The second part, that is the digestive glands. Digestive gland is having three glands, that is the salivary gland, liver and the pancreas. So alimentary canal is basically a 9-meter long coiled food tube open at both ends. It begins with the mouth and ends with anus. So children, alimentary canal is divided into mouth and buccal cavity, pharynx, esophagus or the food pipe, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum and anus. So one by one we will study about each and every part of the alimentary canal, and altogether we will study the glands present in the digestive system. Now here comes the mouth and the buccal cavity. So this mouth and the buccal cavity is the first chamber of the alimentary canal, and its opening is called the mouth. Okay, exactly, the buccal cavity is the space inside the mouth. Okay, and it is bordered by an upper and the lower lip. Lips help in sipping and sucking liquids and in closing the mouth opening during swallowing of the food. So you can notice that when you are opening and closing your mouth, the lips are active. Okay, now some structures are present inside the buccal cavity, and here you can see the buccal cavity. Inside this, there you will find that teeth is there, tongue, okay, and here inside there will be the salivary glands. Okay, the liquid you can see, but the salivary gland exactly that will be embedded inside your sideways of your cheeks. Okay, so that is the teeth, tongue and the opening of the salivary glands will be here inside the mouth. Now talking about the teeth, there are 32 teeth in our mouth, and these are of four kinds: incisors, premolars, molar and canines. Okay, incisors, premolars, molars and the canines. So incisors are the front teeth, okay, and are used for biting food. These have cutting margins. Okay, cutting margins means they are having the cut margins, so that they are having the sharp margins. Okay, so that they can cut the food easily. Next is the canine. So canines are the pointed ones. Okay, in the carnivores they are more pointed one. Okay, so canines are the pointed one and they help in the tearing of the flesh. Okay, and since we are omnivores, so it's the canines are little less sharper than the carnivores. Then here comes the premolars. So premolars are here, and the backside ones, there are three molars. Okay, so molars and the premolars are used for chewing and grinding the food. You can see the structure, the chewing and grinding. See, you can see here the broader ones are there and they help in chewing the food. The second organ of the digestive system is tongue. A fleshy muscular tongue is attached to the floor of the mouth. Okay, and the tongue has the taste buds which identify the four tastes: sweet, salt, bitter and sour. Okay, now here you can see the different areas are mentioned which will identify that the particular taste. Okay, sweet, here the starting one, the beginning of your tongue, that are having the taste buds which can identify the sweetness. Then sour, that is the sideways, and then the salty one. Okay, salty one also here, and then the bitter one at the end. Okay, at the root of the tongue. Here you can see. So now when anything bitter, you need to taste that when it will go here in this portion, then only you can taste it. Otherwise, if it is kept over here, it will not taste anything. Okay, you won't feel any kind of taste if it is not kept at the right position. Right position means where the taste buds are present. Okay, so this is about the different areas where the different kind of taste can be identified. Next organ is the food pipe, and it is also known as the esophagus in a scientific language. Okay, so esophagus is only to carry the food from mouth to the stomach. Okay, so this is the function of esophagus. It's simple, from where the food slides down by a wave-like motion called the peristaltic motion. Okay, of what? Of the muscular wall. The muscular wall will show peristaltic movement, that means wave-like motion from where the food will keep on passing forward. Okay, now another organ is the stomach. Stomach is J-shaped muscular elastic bag. Okay, and where it lies below the diaphragm. The wall of the stomach contains many gastric glands which secrete gastric juices, hydrochloric acid and mucus. Okay, these three things are secreted through the stomach wall, and the food is getting digested with the help of the stomach inside. Okay, with the help of the juices which are being secreted, and the stomach is the place where the food is getting mixed with the gastric juices. Gastric is related to the stomach. Okay, so the stomach will release some sort of juices which will help in the digestion, and altogether the food there, it will remain, the food will remain in the stomach for 2-3 hours. Okay, and then it will change into some different substance that we will talk later on when we will talk about the fate of the food. The stomach is divided into 3 parts, that is fundus, rugs and pylorus. Okay, and in the starting and the end of the stomach there will be muscles. 2 kinds of muscles are there: sphincter muscles, and that is the cardiac muscles which guards the opening of the esophagus into the stomach. Okay, when the food is entering inside the stomach, and when food is leaving the stomach, there that near the opening of the small intestine. Okay, near the opening of the small intestine, and muscle will be there, that is called the pyloric sphincter muscle, because it is present near the pylorus. That's why its name is pyloric sphincter muscle. Okay, so this is about the stomach. Next structure is the small intestine. Small intestine is a long coiled tube of about 7 meters long in which stomach opens, and the upper initial part of the small intestine is known as the duodenum. Okay, so it is divided into 3 parts exactly. The 6-meter long or almost 7 meters long small intestine, that is also divided into 3 parts. I mean, these 3 parts are divided to study it in an easy way. Okay, so duodenum, it is a C-shaped part of the intestine. It receives bile juice and the pancreatic juice. Okay, the starting one of the small intestine. After that there will be jejunum, and it is about 2.5 meters or 8 feet long and 4 centimeter broad, but narrower than duodenum. Okay, and then the last one is the ileum. Ileum is the longest part of the small intestine. Its wall has numerous finger-like projection. That means the inner side of the small intestine is having numerous finger-like projections called the villi. Singular is the villus, and what this villi do? They absorb food digested in the intestine. Okay, so these finger-like projections, they will increase the surface area inside the intestine to digest the nutrients. Okay, after the digestion process is over. Okay, so whatever the nutrients we got, that will be absorbed into the blood. Okay, with the help of villi. So villi will absorb all the nutrients and mix it to the blood. So this is about the small intestine. Now the next part is the large intestine. Okay, now large intestine is also divided into 3 parts. Okay, Why? Because every part is having different functions. Okay, it does some different function. So large intestine is about 1.5 to 1.8 meters or 5 to 6 meter long. Okay, and it is wider than the small intestine. Now here the question comes that small intestine and the large intestine, the length is too short in comparison to the small intestine, but still why we are saying it, the longer one are known as the small intestine and the shorter one is known as the large intestine. Why is it so? Because the name is based on the diameter of the small intestine and the large intestine. Small intestine diameter is less than the large intestine. Okay, so it is also having three parts, that is the cecum, colon and rectum. Okay, so cecum is a small pouch which is near to the small intestine. Okay, so at the end of the small intestine, there the part of the large intestine is known as the cecum. Okay, the middle portion is known as the colon and the last one is known as the rectum. Okay, so here cecum is a small pouch and it is poorly developed and non-functional in man. It is the place for the digestion of cellulose. Also from cecum arises a blind tube called the vermiform appendix. Sometimes it is also known as that we know that some of the good bacteria are collected over there, and when there is need, then they come out from that particular area. Okay, from cecum. Now the next one is colon. Colon is an inverted U-shaped tube divided into 4 parts. Okay, now colon is divided into 4 parts. What are those parts? Ascending colon, transverse colon, descending colon and sigmoid colon. Okay, so these are the 4 parts of the colon. Ascending colon, transverse colon, descending colon and sigmoid colon. Somewhere sigmoid colon is not included. Okay, and the last one is the rectum. Rectum is about 20 centimeter, only small one, 6 to 8 inches long tube that opens exterior to the exterior by the anus. Okay, that means the